Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Pop Preview. I'm Sean.
I'm Alex.
And today we're watching the last trailer of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
Right, and I think that we're not actually going to get any closure in this film, so stay tuned to find out why. Yes, I don't really have high hopes for the ending here. They just have so much to wrap up. And I just don't think I'm gonna get answers or closure on some things. That's just how I feel.
I mean, I agree with you. Yes and no. We're not gonna get 100% closure because the saga's not really ending. They're just gonna put a bow on the Skywalker portion of the story.
Right.
So I think we're gonna get some finale with Luke and obviously with Leia, maybe the droids, but I think they're gonna leave the door open for Rey and the people we've been introduced to in the last two movies for their story to go on.
That's the part where I'm right. where it's like the end of the saga, but okay, so they're gonna kill off the robots and obviously Leia's gone. Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
But so is that it?
Well, I mean, I think
we'll find out. But.
Yeah, I think it's it for them. That portion of the story. This is the end of it.
Okay.
And then they're gonna take a little break, and I think Rey will
a little nap.
Well, yeah.
A little nap.
Well, they could take a nap. Probably like sort of what Palpatine's been doing. And then come back in a couple of years, and then we don't know where they're gonna go. They might go in a completely different direction in a different time period. But I think they're gonna leave the door open to revisit Rey at some point. She's too popular to just be like, all right, 3 movies and she's done.
That's fair.
I just don't see Disney just by Daisy really. Even though people say, well, she said she's not doing it anymore. Yeah, now. Doesn't mean they can't come back later. They can do a series with her on Disney Plus. They can they can do whatever they want. They don't have to do it now. So if she says, well, I'm done, for now,
she'll be back.
Yeah.
He'll be back, Daisy.
The mouse loves money. Daisy is like a cash cow. So I don't see them moving on. We might get more information about her, and then that could also lead to what's going on, what's going to happen wherever they go next.
That's what I mean, though. I don't see them doing that. I'm keeping my expectations low. That's all I'm going to say. I haven't seen this trailer yet, by the way, so I'm just keeping my expectations low. So I don't know. Do you want to just watch it and then talk about what we see?
Yes.
It's an instinct.
Alright, Trim.
A feeling. The Force brought us together. We're not alone. Good people will fight if we lead them.
People keep telling me they know me. No one does.
That's interesting.
But I do.
Oh, that's a great show.
Long have I waited,
Iron Throne?
and now you're coming together. Is your undoing.
What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir. At my friends.
Yeah, bye, 3PO. He's gone.
Confronting fear is the destiny of a Jedi.
Turmeric bomb.
Your destiny.
The Force will be with you.
Always.
I like how Carrie Fisher has the last line.
know I said that I was.
Now.
I know I said that I was keeping my expectations low, but like, I don't know. I want to feel something. That trailer made me feel something.
Yeah.
And I really want to feel something in the movie. So hopefully they deliver on that front. So
you'll feel something. It's almost over 2.5 hours. You'll feel like, oh my God.
I'll feel like I have to pee in the middle probably, and go back to get more milk duds.
No, well, Endgame kind of got me prepared. Like, if I can get to that one, I use the bathroom.
Apparently I went to the bathroom at the perfect time during Endgame.
You really did.
Yes. So nailed it.
But with this, this trailer, I like this trailer because we're getting a little bit more information, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, the biggest question for me is Palpatine. Where has he been? How is he coming back? Is he a clone? What is he? And the lines he has here, where he's saying like, you guys coming together, I'm assuming he's talking about Rey and Kylo, is going to be your undoing. That's why now I'm coming out, because I see an opportunity to either manipulate one or the other or both of them.
Yes.
So I'm really curious to see how he fits into whatever happens to either one of them or both of them.
Absolutely. Shenanigans ensue.
Oh, big time.
But now that you say that, this actually brings up something really interesting that I want to point out. Have you heard of red string theory?
No, I have not.
I'm getting that wrong. It's like a Japanese cultural thing where there's like an invisible red string tied to two people who are like cosmically intertwined or fated in some way to either be together romantically or just influence one another's lives or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're kind of trying to get at with Rey and Kylo. Here's another reason I think that is because Rian Johnson tweeted like some pictures of red string. So I'm like kind of wondering if he's using that as an inspiration for this. I also think that has to do with another movie that he might be doing, but I digress. We've seen in the past that Rey and Kylo do have this connection. So I'm still really interested to see where they're going to go with that. That, for me, is the big question mark. Like, what is their relationship like, and where is it going to go, and what does it all mean? To me, that's, I think, is going to be, or what I hope is going to be the core of the final saga. Like, what does that mean? What does that mean for the Jedi and for the dark side? Because, they're two characters on one side and the other, but are they? You know what I mean? I'm interested to see that interaction.
Oh yeah, me too. I mean, like I said, I don't think Rey is so important now that I am really interested to see where she's going. With Kylo though, he's anything can happen with him. Like he can sacrifice himself. He can be redeemed. Like they can go a lot of different places. Will I buy him being redeemed? I don't think so. It would have to really determine on how it happens. Like if he had to sacrifice himself to protect Leia or something like that, maybe. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I don't know about Kylo.
I don't think he's a totally bad guy. And
he's not.
I mean, we see that shot in here where they're like swinging at that statue thing that has the Vader helmet on it. So clearly they're working together in some capacity, or at least have one common goal. Maybe it's just for that scene. I don't know. But like I said, I think they are going to be aligned, and maybe the Emperor is the ultimate bad guy. He obviously fits the bill. I feel like that would make sense. So maybe they're both being threatened in different ways, but also maybe in the same way. So they have to make sure that Emperor doesn't get what he wants. So.
Well, maybe the Emperor's been manipulating both of them and like had a part in how their lives have been to this point. Maybe he's been manipulating the Force. Like, it's possible he could have been manipulating the Force to have them kind of have this psychic link. Maybe he could have had something to do with Snoke, manipulating Ben, aka Kylo. So
it's Snoke. I
think Palpatine is going to loom very large on this movie. And not only this movie, when you look back on The Force Awakens and back on The Last Jedi, you'll see his fingerprints have been there too once we see this movie.
I hope so, because I think I mentioned this to you earlier. Like, I still don't feel like so far the two movies that we've gotten have really tied anything together. And I realize that it's a 3-film, a 9-film, really, franchise. but really this is like a new trilogy. I don't feel like they've tied things together very well, so I hope that you're right about that, and I hope that we're going to get that, oh, that's what was happening all along. Yeah. But I don't necessarily feel that confidence.
I mean,
we'll see.
I do. I trust JJ, and I actually like the idea that he's kind of bookending the new trilogy. I also think that we're also going to look back on the 9 films that are part of this, you know, you can kind of call it 10 if you put Rogue One in there, that fit in this Skywalker saga. And I think the way this movie ends will kind of shape how we kind of look at the entire saga, because I think the way the Emperor they're going to show how he's manipulated everything will make you feel completely different about like the Return of the Jedi, when we think, oh, he's gone, and everybody's like, yeah, Emperor's gone. No, not really. So we might actually, I'm hoping, what I'm hoping is, as long as he's not a clone, and I hope he's not a clone, I hope that's the real Emperor, that we go back and see exactly what happened. So like, we obviously see the Death Star, we haven't seen that, so has he been there the whole time?
What an interesting, by the way, I do love that, like, visually, like, just this tumultuous ocean, just like...
Yeah. So...
I love that. So.
Like, was he in, like, a force bubble or something, healing himself?
Like the Avatar.
I don't know how they're gonna explain it, but as long as it makes sense that he's been, like, manipulating things behind the scene, and that's kind of where Snoke came in, I'm fine with that. They just have to do something. Snoke has to be explained. I agree with you. He was too important to the first 2 movies for them to just be killed and never be explained. Like, oh, he was important. Yeah, but not really.
Not really.
Yeah, so as long as Palpatine's like, yeah, that was just my puppet. No big deal. I'm the really one behind it. Then I'm like, all right, Snoke is not that big of a deal, so that's fine. As long as you explain it that way, I'm fine with them kind of building up Snoke and then just kind of dismissing him so quickly.
It's really interesting because I feel like there's so many questions.
Oh yeah,
there's so many questions. I don't know how we're going to get all of them answered, but let's talk a little bit more about what we saw in the trailer. So we see 3PO, I guess, somehow getting reprogrammed, or
he's probably getting plugged
otherwise
into something.
saying goodbye. I think maybe like the old robot that went into the Millennium Falcon like malfunctioned. And so he's going to be the new robot going into the Millennium Falcon, and he's now going to be the brains of the Falcon.
I don't know. I think he's going to have to...
That would be a way for him to live forever, you know, without actually ever having to see him again. You know what I mean?
I think he's going to have to sacrifice... There's some kind of machine that they're plugging him into where I think he has to download his... Yeah, but I don't think the Falcon. I think he literally has to...
Or something that he remembers.
Yeah,
from you know, Return of the Jedi or something.
Something, yeah, but
because we know that R2, we know that R2 can, you know, we can literally see things that like has been recorded in R2's brain too. So maybe it's a similar thing with 3PO, and there's some sort of piece of information that he has, or a lot of it that needs to be downloaded in a way where they can go through it. I don't know. Or maybe it's just some random way to get rid of him.
But I think, but those also the classic characters. I'm curious what's going to happen to them. So with C-3PO and R2 and Chewie, and we see Lando coming back. Obviously, don't know how they're going to bring him in. He should have been back earlier, in my opinion. But that's besides the point.
And Leia.
Yeah, Carrie Fisher. Obviously, they're using footage that from scenes that they didn't put in. Especially Force Awakens, and I think maybe also Last Jedi. So obviously they don't have a lot of footage of her. So it's going to be sprinkled, and she is getting top billing. I'm wondering if that's symbolic.
I think it's probably more of a like in memoriam kind of thing.
How is she going to get wrapped up? I mean, because she was supposed to have a large part in this movie initially before she passed away.
Because you can't give... I wonder if they're going to actually kill Leia off in this movie, because you can't really give her a death scene because they don't have the actress around to shoot a meaningful death scene, which is what Leia should have.
Yeah.
It should be very, very meaningful. So I'm kind of thinking she goes out with a planet. Sort of like she missed her chance on Alderaan in the original... Because we do see a big explosion.
Yeah.
I wonder if they somehow get the planet destroying laser up and going, and she happens to be on that planet. It would be very poetic for her to go out that way if she goes out like saving people on this planet that ultimately gets destroyed.
I mean, you're probably right. She does have to go out, but for me, if they're going to redeem Kylo, he has to play some part in either saving her or helping her sacrifice herself for them to get away, or something of that nature. I think he has to play in a role in her send off, however that's going to happen. I think he has to play a key role in that if he's going to be redeemed, which I personally don't want that to happen, because it kind of like, well, Darth Vader got redeemed at the end. Do we want to see Kylo get redeemed? He killed Han.
That bod though, shirtless Kylo.
I mean that's fine, but I don't want to see him redeemed. At this point, from the story we know now, I don't think he's worthy of being redeemed.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, it could go the other way, where, like you said, he might have a hand in one last thing to do with Leia. Maybe he's the one who pulls the trigger, and he's got the blood of two parents on his hands, like wrap it up real nice. We just don't know yet.
No,
we don't understand the nature of. We obviously know that he's kind of like a spoiled little There's a lot of tumultuous things going on in Kylo's head, so. It really could go either way.
It really can, but I really am excited for this movie, and I'm glad that it is as long as it is. Like, it's like 2 hours and 30-something minutes. Mm-hmm. I'm actually glad, because that puts confidence in me that we are going to get a lot of answers. We are going to get a lot of finale to this saga.
Hope so.
If the movie was like, all right, 2 hours, and I'm like, ooh, really, how are you going to fit everything that... Not only
from 9 movies, yeah,
but especially the last 2,
yeah.
But then to answer this entire saga, because 20 years from now you should be looking at these 9 movies plus Rogue One, if you really want to throw that in there, as a complete story.
Yeah, and you should be able to see how the thread is woven throughout all of these. I agree.
Yeah.
They obviously the trilogies sort of stand on their own in their own way.
Yeah.
But there should be a thread. Hopefully we'll get that.
Yeah, but if you look at the first trilogy, I'm talking about episodes 1, 2, 3, there's a finale there, but it creeps open to what's going to happen.
Yeah,
if you look at Return of the Jedi, it does feel like a finale, but we don't know everything.
Right, of course.
So, their Emperor is gone, but what happens next? And now we kind of picked up 30 years after that.
He takes a nap.
He takes a forced nap. So this movie, I think, is going to be similar to, I think, the end of episode 3, not episode 6, where we get a finale, but the door is crept open for other stories to be told.
Well, sure, and I mean, I feel like that's the best way to end a saga, whether it be a television series. Like Game of Thrones is a good example. Like, I know that last season wasn't great, but sort of the way that it ended in oh man, I wish I could know what happens to these characters after this. There's still an open door there a little bit. I hope that is what we get, and I think we will get that to an extent for sure.
Because they could do a lot of things. They have just Disney Plus going to be around at that point. Obviously, we're getting the Mandalorian. We're getting the Obi-Wan show coming out. It wouldn't surprise me if we get something else specifically in that 30-year time period between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. I would love that. Please make a show that takes place in that time period. You don't necessarily have to, they can do a trilogy in that time period too if they want to, but I actually like the idea of a show that you can kind of go all over the galaxy and then allude to a lot of things that we know is coming.
Yes. I mean, they can do so much. This is such an open world.
Yeah.
Because there's so many books that have been written. There's the Clone Wars TV show. There's a lot of information out there that they can draw from in order to make new material. So we're not going to be lacking for that at all.
Oh yeah, The Mandalorian, it does take place during that time period. I totally messed that up. But from a different point of view. Quote Obi-Wan.
I hear what you're saying.
That I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I have 2 questions that I want to bring up.
Yeah.
In this trailer, we did not see any Luke, but he's in the movie.
I'm glad we didn't see him.
So, but I'm really interested to see how, because, the movie, it's called The Rise of Skywalker, and we talked about this when we saw, the last trailer, the one before that, about how, is that the new Jedi, or is that the new, or is there no longer a Jedi and a dark side? Is it, do they both work together somehow, because in order to have darkness, you need light, in order to have light, you need darkness, type of thing? I think that would be a really interesting way to look at balance coming together.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see what role that Luke or Ghost Space Not Space Ghost.
Force
Ghost Luke. It's kind of a tongue twister. Force Ghost Luke. Is going to play.
I mean, I'm glad we didn't see him because I think he's just going
to
like we saw at the beginning. It looks like Rey's training. He kind of be overseeing that. But I really do think the idea of like he said in the last movie, the Jedi have to die. I think that term is going to be put to bed, and I think the Jedi now will be called you're a Skywalker.
But what's the point in changing the name if it doesn't change the nature of it?
Well,
is my point. Because
only to honor him and the sacrifice he made.
That's stupid.
I mean,
I hope that's not it. In the
context of how they tell it may or may not be.
I think it needs. First of all, I think it would be stupid if they got rid of the word Jedi completely, because that. I mean, talk about like moving forward and wanting to do more stuff. Like that is one of the most iconic words in like pop culture.
But that doesn't mean it would go away. It still exists. It's just that
Skywalker might be that thing in between that I'm talking about, like a gray Jedi, basically.
Well, I mean, the Force is there's light and dark. I don't see how that.
Yeah, but so there's gray. You can have both. You can have. I'm both. I'm both a really good person, and I can sometimes be a bit of a bitch.
So, but I don't.
It's possible.
I don't think they're gonna go down that road. I think they might play with it, but I don't think there's literally going to be something in the middle.
I think that actually would be a really, really good move for them, because then it's sort of like introducing a new house into Hogwarts. It's like, well, we know about the 4, but oh my god, there's a 5th one, and then all of a sudden there's going to be all this like information and new characters that are part of this one faction. So I think that would be actually a really, really good choice, a smart choice for them to do, considering how much material that they're going to have going forward.
Maybe. I mean, I don't think they'll go down that road, but at this point,
we'll see.
As long as they, like I said, for me, as long as there's a door left open for Rey. Like, for me, Rey is the only person I really want to see a door open for. Like, if they close the book on everybody else, including Kylo, I'm okay with it. As long as, for me, I think it would be a disservice to close the book on Rey. As long as they do leave her open, it's fine.
I don't want to leave it too open that we still don't know anything about her, though, because she is still like a little bit mysterious, and like there's that line where she's like, "You don't know me at all." It's like, "Oh, what don't we know, Rey? Tell us, show us." Who are you?
I think Palpatine is going to
bring that out,
fill us in on what we don't know or what we think we know about her. I think he's been manipulating how her story's been told so far.
Okay.
How Luke didn't know that or chose not to say like Ben did, like, I really didn't want to, wasn't my place to say, is up to debate, and we'll let the movie tell us that when we get there. But
we're going to get there soon.
I know we said a lot, but what do you guys think? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think we're finally going to get the definitive answer on Rey and what her story is? Do you think they're still going to like give us some information, but leave the door open, tell us really nothing? What's her relationship with Kylo going to be like? Are they going to team up completely? Kind of what you're saying. Is there going to kind of be a middle ground between the light side and the dark side? How does Palpatine fit in? How the droid's going to be sent off? Where does Lando fit in? How does he brought in? How's he going to go out?
So many questions.
What about Leia, Chewie, the Falcon? Please don't destroy the Falcon. Please. That ship has to live on. Don't destroy the Falcon. But let us know what you think. Comment below. Also like, subscribe, share, do all those great things. Make sure that you check back into the channel before the movie comes out. We'll do a little of a prediction to figure out who's gonna die, who might move on. We'll do our predictions before the movie comes out. When the movie does come out, we'll do a review on that when it does come out. So you can look forward to that as well.
Yes.
But until then, I'm Sean.
I'm Alex.
May the Force be with you always.